Good morning, guys. It's about 2:53 in the morning. If you can see that, it looks like it's pretty bleached out, but it's 2:53 in the morning. I've been up since my typical wake up time, which is 11 p.m. yesterday, technically. And to be honest, I completely hate waking up the day before to go to the gym and then go to work. Like, I enjoy working. I enjoy going to the gym, but to have to wake up the day before, it does something to your circadian rhythm that just leaves this like burning, plaguing feeling inside of you each and every single time that you wake up. But that's a choice I make. I could choose to not wake up the day before. I could choose to sleep in. I could choose to have a job that I could work where I go into work later and I finish my day later. I go to the gym after, but I choose to start my day early in the morning because I know that putting myself through something difficult right now is what is going to propel me to move forward in the future. And this morning when I woke up and the alarm was going off, it was really another one of those mornings where it, there's just, like I said, there's this sense of, it's a plaguing burning feeling that I get inside of me as the alarm's going off. And I get up out of the bed, a minute or two after the alarm's going off, and the feeling just intensifies. And it's kind of like everything in your mind telling you, "Oh, go back to bed, lay back down." But I know as soon as I'm up out of bed, there's no point in getting back into the bed. It's just a complete waste of time. So I do my usual. I get up, I take a piss, weigh myself, and go make my coffee, and then I go over to take a cold shower. And it's just I stand in the shower. I'm sitting there for a second, thinking about the water. I know it's going to be freezing cold. I know I don't have to be in there for longer than a couple minutes, but I still know it's freezing cold. My body hurts. I'm tired. It was one of those nights where even though I almost slept 9 hours, I still felt like I needed an extra 4 or 5 hours of sleep just to feel well rested. I was just tired, just like tired and burnt. Not burnt out, but literally feel burnt. And it was just another one of those mornings, but I still turned on the cold water, and I can feel the cold water going down me, and it's freezing, and I'm doing my thing, standing there washing my hair off. And I'm just thinking, like, I'm in this position where even though I have to wake up each and every morning and I have to suffer through this burning sensation that I have when I wake up, I at least get to wake up each and every morning. I'm at least able to push forward towards a greater purpose. I'm at least able to be in this position where I have this mindset that no matter what I'm going to do, I'm still going to push forward and make something work, because I have a job here and I have a job to help other people get through the same problem that I was going through in my past life. And the reason I say in my past life is because if you can learn to disassociate who you were with who you want to be, and you consider that a past life, you can leave that old self behind and become something so much greater and something so much more. But if you hold on to that and say, "Oh, who I am," you're just holding on to this sense of a reality of a person that you don't really like. You need to actually transform and change into a new person. The only way to do that is through just continuing to push through everything that you don't want to do. And like I was saying, as I'm taking this shower, I'm thinking about this more and more. I'm like, well, you know, I'm grateful to at least be in the position where I'm able to take a cold shower, at least have the running water. I at least have the mindset that I have built and instilled in myself that no matter what, I'm going to push through, and I know that my goals are going to come true, and I know I'm going to get to the position where I want to be. And every morning before I post my morning push-ups, I pray and I thank God for everything that, all the struggles and pains that I have gone through. And I'm thankful for the fact that I'm able to be in this position in order to help other people and push them through the same pains and struggles. And if I don't start my morning like that, and I don't start my morning being grateful for everything that I have, then it just will put you in this negative thought loop of everything's misery and everything's bad. And if you're constantly thinking of everything of, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, instead of I get to do this, if you change it to I get to do this, you're going to look at life in so much of a different perspective. And life is all about perspective shifts. If you can shift the way you look at things, you're going to shift your reality. Because your thoughts do come true. Because thoughts lead to actions, which will lead to your reality. But I take my cold shower and I get out, and after you do take the cold shower, even though it hurts during the moment, even though it hurts the most before you take the cold shower, before you're about to get in, and right as you turn on that water, that's where it gets bad. After a few minutes, you start to get used to it, and then you get out, and there's never going to be a time or day where you regret taking the cold shower after you're done. You're always going to be grateful that you actually took the cold shower. But starting your morning with something difficult, with something that you can train your mind that you don't want to do this, but you're still going to, it sets up your day for so much more. It sets up your day to do whatever it is you need to do during that day. It doesn't matter if it's, for the gym, or it doesn't matter if you got a job interview or you got to make content, whatever it may. I'm going to fix this thing so you can actually see me. Whatever it does, starting the morning with the morning routine, it just does something different for the mind. And I'm not exactly where I want to be. The business isn't growing as fast as I would hope for. My goal was to already be out of my current job. That way I could be putting more effort into the business and more effort into growing clients and getting more progression for them. And I'm not making as much money as I would like to be, but that doesn't matter, because I know that the things I do each and every single day are going to continue to push me closer and closer and closer to that goal. And I know I'm going to reach it no matter what. It's just a matter of how hard I can keep on pushing and how long it's going to take. And as long as I keep on pushing through, then it's impossible that I don't reach it. It's impossible that you continue just to brute force your way through and push harder and harder and harder, and reflect and reflect and reflect and push harder and harder and harder. It is impossible that you don't make it through. There's only one way, and that's through the other side. You're not going to go backwards if you're walking forward. And as much as life is a sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing, you're still always making progression forward. But you're never gonna make progression forward if you just want to continue to be comfortable. If you just want to continue to sit and sleep in all day, eat like shit, not go to the gym, not train your mind, not train your body, you're not gonna progress anywhere. And the comfort is not leading you to any good place. All the comfort's doing is it's taking your current situation and making it worse. The very best outcome, the very best possible outcome of you staying in comfort is that you stay exactly where you are right now. That is the best possible outcome, is that you stay exactly where you're at. Otherwise, the most likely outcome is that you regress more and more and more. Because if you're not progressing, you're dying. If you're regressing, you are dying. And it's just not that your body is literally physically dying, but it's also your soul. You're not achieving your highest potential. You're not achieving anything that you could be achieving. And so many of you guys wonder why you feel lost, why you feel hopeless, why you feel depressed. The reason you feel all these things is because you have this fire inside of you. You have this drive. You have this passion that you know you have. But you're suppressing it and suppressing it and suppressing it, and you're not doing anything with it. And it's plaguing your soul to not be constantly pushing yourself forward towards a greater purpose. And your mind, body, and soul know that. And that's why you become depressed. That's why you feel lost. That's why you feel hopeless. is because you're just not doing anything with yourself. You're just sitting and living in the same cycle of despair over and over and over again. And it doesn't make sense. And the reason that you're doing it is because you're fearing success. You're fearing the change that's going to happen when you do achieve success, and you're actually fearing the success that you're gonna receive. But the question you've got to ask yourself is, why are you fearing that success? Like, what's going to happen if you become successful? That means that you have to actually start pushing harder. Realistically, it's the other way around. You have to actually start pushing harder to become successful. But how it works in your mind right now is, if I become successful, I have to start pushing harder. Okay, so let's break that down and really think about that. If you become successful, now you have to push harder. The reason you're fearing success is because you're fearing pushing harder. Why are you fearing pushing harder? Why are you fearing doing more? Why are you fearing waking up early? Why are you fearing eating healthy? Because you feel like you're going to miss out, like you're going to start getting FOMO from all the McDonald's. You're going to get FOMO from not working out. You're going to get FOMO from watching TV all night and smoking and doing nothing. You're going to get FOMO from being depressed, lost, and hopeless. You're afraid of the change. You're not going to get FOMO of all these things. Like, what's going to happen if you push harder? You're going to die? Do you really think that you're going to die if you push yourself to the gym and eat healthy? No. That's what's going to happen if you don't do that. So you're obviously not fearing death. You're fearing the change. And you need to ask yourself, what is so scary about change? That it's the unknown? That it brings on anxiety? Well, if you've watched all my past videos and you watch all my other content, you know I talk about this all the time. The only way to get past the anxiety, the only way to get past the insecurities, the only way to build up that confidence is to do the very thing that makes you feel that emotion. You have to do the things that make you feel anxious in order to beat the anxiety. You have to do the things that make you feel insecure in order to get over the insecurities. You have to do things that a confident person would do in order to get the confidence. So stop fearing the success, because it's wasting your time. You have a finite amount of time on this planet. And you're just sitting there wasting the time away. I know that when I came up with this, when I had this realization that I need to stop wasting my time, and it wasn't just like an overnight thing. It was something that faded on, but it was an exponential fade on. Like, it started in the beginning and it exponentially ramped up and up and up. And I'm sure that's something that you're experiencing right now. But, as this feeling comes on of growth and realizing that you need to not continue the shitty path that you're going down, it's going to you're going to realize how much it's really plaguing you, and you're going to begin to think about it and be like, dude, why am I sitting and doing this over and over and over again? And you're going to catch yourself doom scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all kinds of stuff. And you're going to be like, I need to stop. I'm dopamine feeding right now. I need to stop doom scrolling because this is what's causing me more anxiety. And you're going to feel the anxiety, and you're not going to know what's from, and then it's going to click in your mind. You're like, that's what it's from. It's from the doom scrolling. It's from all these instant gratification things. But you need to start correlating all these instant gratification bad actions with that negative emotion. And you need to start training your brain, because your brain is also a muscle. Just like your body is muscle, when you go to the gym, you grow your muscles. You also need to grow your brain by training it. And the same thing goes for with success. The more success you achieve, the harder you push yourself, the more times that you do things that you really didn't want to do, and then you do them and you have that good feeling after, the more your brain starts to associate that with that dopamine, the more your brain starts to associate that with the good feelings that you enjoy rather than the doom scrolling. And then what ends up happening is you end up feeling a whole lot better about yourself, and you end up knowing and feeling for sure 100% certain that, yes, this is the path I need to go down. I need to go down the path of progression, not the path of regression. And the one I'm on right now is a path of regression. The only way I can change that is if I begin to start progressing. Does that make sense? But if you continue down the same path, then it's not gonna lead you anywhere. And success begins with 4 main pillars, okay? And they all feed off each other. We're going to start off with the first one, which is your training. As you train your body, you're pushing yourself, and they all feed, like I said, they all feed off each other. As you're training your body, you're pushing yourself not only to grow your muscle, not only to increase your metabolism, not only to fix your insulin resistance, to burn fat, but you're also training your mind with pushing your body. And as you grow, as you train harder, you need more nutrients. You need to be eating better so that you can grow more and so that your body is filled with the nutrients it needs to have energy. So your brain is filled with the nutrients it needs to have energy. And that goes on to the nutrition. If you're not filling your body with the nutrients it needs to properly function each and every single day, and you're filling yourself with a bunch of soy and all the other things that you don't need to be eating, you know what the problem is soy? I know that you know that soy is estrogenic, okay? That's the first problem, but that's not the biggest thing we're really concerned about. The biggest thing we're really concerned about is soy causes gut inflammation. I've got something stuck on the bottom of my car. Soy causes gut inflammation. And not only does soy cause gut inflammation, but when you have gut inflammation, that causes your body to stop absorbing nutrients. So let's say you're supplementing with a bunch of vitamins, a bunch of minerals, you got an amazing supplement stack, but you're eating all this soy and all these things that are inflaming your gut, your body's not going to be absorbing those nutrients and it's not going to be using them. So now you're just making yourself feel worse and wasting your money. There's no point in doing that. You need to start eating better and leveling up your nutrition. This leads into your mindset. If you don't have the proper mindset, if you're not thinking about things in a different manner, if you're not thinking about things of, I get to do this instead of I have to do this, if you're not changing your mind constantly, if you're not having a constant perspective shift, you're not going to be able to do these things because you're not going to understand why you need to do them. You need to level up your mindset and start thinking of things in a more positive manner, thinking of things and you need to start thinking about the reason you're doing things and the outcome they are going to bring you and the pain they are going to take away so that you can understand why you're doing all these things. And that ties in the training and the nutrition. It ties in with the mindset. And then as soon as you level up the mindset, now you can start implementing all these habits. And the habits and mindset come off each other. The habits, mindset, nutrition, and fitness, they all tie in together. Since you have your habits, as you build a better mindset, you're going to understand why you're doing these habits. And as you do the habits, they are going to give you a better mindset because you're building up the repetition of growing your brain and knowing, okay, if I do this habit, it makes me feel this way, it makes me think this way, it makes me train this way, it makes me eat this way. They all work off each other in harmony, but you need all of them for each of them to work. You can't have one without the other. And if you have one that's broken, all the other are going to be broken or not working optimally. And you're not trying to focus to optimize every single little part of your life 200% to make sure it's all perfect. Because if you start over focusing on optimization, then you're just going to be stuck in analysis paralysis. But you do need to somewhat focus on optimizing all of these. That way they're actually doing things for you. If you can actually make them do things for you, then you're actually going to get somewhere. But if you just have them totally messed up and you're not optimizing them at all, you're wasting your time. You're not doing anything with them. But it's like, dude, I see so many people that they'll either train hard and they'll eat terribly, wake up late, go to bed late, not sleep enough. It's like you're wasting your gains. You're wasting all these supplements you're taking because you're filling yourself with soy protein. It's like, dude, why are you doing it that way? There's so many different things that you can do that will completely change your life and completely change the outcome, trajectory, whatever you want to call it, dude. There's so many different ways you can change your life, but it starts with doing more. And I know you probably understand that by now, that you have to do more, Yeah. You're like, yeah, I get that. You say that over and over again. But the core foundation is so important, because somewhere you're lying to yourself. Somewhere you're telling yourself that you're doing something that you're really not. And that's causing more fear. That's causing more anxiety. That's causing more lack of confidence, because you know you're lying to yourself. And you know you're not studying things that you should be studying. You know you're not learning things you should be learning. You know you're not training harder when you should be training harder. And if you're stuck in this doom loop, then it leads you nowhere. And the worst thing that dude, the worst thing that can happen, I want you to imagine this situation. Imagine, you want to be the best Formula One drifter in the world. Okay, and you have all these people come to your house. They're like, handing you flyers like, oh, we have a sign up for Formula Drift. Sign up for Formula Drift. 13 different people come to your house trying to get you to sign up for Formula Drift because you post drifting videos on Instagram. And you don't follow through on it. You're like, oh, no, grandma's sick. I can't do it right now. And then you die and you're like, oh, you meet God finally. You're like, oh, God, who was the best Formula Drift driver? And he's like, oh, it was you. You're like, what do you mean? It's like, but I never entered Formula Drift. Like, exactly. I sent 13 people to your house to get you to sign up, and you didn't. You did nothing about it. You just washed it away and made an excuse in your mind and lied to yourself and told yourself that, oh, no, I can't do it because this small thing is controlling my life. Yes, it was family, but you couldn't change that outcome. You couldn't change that your family member was sick. You could help them extra, but you would have helped them even more if you would have grew yourself on the side and showed them how much you can change and inspired them to be healthier. But you didn't. You sat there and washed it away, gave them whatever they want to make them feel good about themselves, and destroyed yourself. Imagine how that would feel. I don't think that's something that I would want to... I don't think that's something that I want to experience. I don't want to be that guy that has to suffer through that. That is not an ideal plan. But, man, the point of it is if you're not continuing to push harder each and every single day, if you're not still doing these things when your mind is fighting you, your mind is going to fight you each and every single day. Your mind is going to fight you for your whole life. And it's never going to get easier, but you do get better. And if you get better, that makes it easier. But you're never going to get better. You're never going to get stronger. You're never going to get smarter if you don't do it. And here's the thing. I know you guys have heard the saying. It goes, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that exact saying is the reason I will be successful and a large majority of you guys will never. Not because I'm smarter than you, not because I'm greater than you, not because I'm some guru god that knows everything and is telling you and teaching you shit on this camera. No. Because I am willing to do what it takes each and every single day to push harder and harder and never give up and never quit. And if I am helping one of you guys, my goal is that you guys can stand on my shoulders to see higher than me, to see further, to do more, to be better. But if you don't push harder, if you don't consistently and never give up, if you don't relentlessly push through, it's never going to happen. Because I will not lose, because I will keep pushing through over and over and over again. I can't lose. It's physically impossible. No matter how many times I fall down, no matter how many times I get knocked over, pushed down, whatever it may be, I'm going to push through. And that's the reason I cannot fail and I cannot be beat. That's the reason I am the best at what I do. But if you don't push through, you're never going to get to that level. If you don't do it when you don't want to, when it hurts, when you feel like shit, when you're tired, when you feel burnt, if you don't force yourself to go to bed when you have nothing else to do and you know you need to be recovering for growth, if you don't do those things, it's not going to happen, dude. It's never going to happen. I hope somebody listening to this understands what the point I'm trying to get across. I hope somebody listening to this actually makes a change today. If one person, one of you guys, can actually make a change today, it would mean everything. It makes the whole video. If one person takes this advice and completely changes their life, I could micro change a bunch of people's lives, millions, and try to fix a little part of each and everybody's life. But that's not going to make any change. If I really speak to one person, and I really speak to one of you watching this camera, you watching this video, if I'm truly speaking to you and you take all of this and put it into effect, then it's actually going to make a change in your life, and I have accomplished my goal. That's all that matters. But if you don't, and you just listen to this and you click off and go do whatever you want, all you want to do is mentally masturbate to it, I'll tell you, man, it's sad. It's like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting because you feel like you don't want somebody to say something? You feel like you're scared of what other people are going to think of you? Oh no, I can't do this because Jim's going to talk shit on me. Dude, I love it when people leave hate comments. I love it when people talk shit on me. Because if they're not talking shit on me and they're saying, oh, look how great he is, I'm probably doing something wrong. But if they're talking shit, that means that I'm doing something right. Because I'm angering them. The reason I'm angering them is because I'm doing the things that they know that they can't do. And it makes them feel insecure. So what do? They go leave hate comments. They go say a bunch of things about me. They go run their mouth. Because they can't do it. Because they can't level up. And if you really are thinking about what someone's gonna oh my God, English. If you're really thinking about what somebody is gonna think about you, if you fail, imagine what they're gonna think about you if you don't do the thing. If you just never do it. Imagine what you're gonna think about you again. Think about you then. Guess what? They aren't. They're not gonna think about you, and they're not thinking about you. Everyone's got their own life to worry about. Everyone is so busy in their own life. And if they really are thinking about you, it's because, like I said before, they're just insecure. And that is not your problem. That is their problem. Your problem is your life and for you to level up. Not to worry about what all these other people are thinking. The only thing you need to worry about is actually leveling up right now and actually making that change. Because if you don't, you're never going to. You're never going to make that change. And as you guys know, you can DM me over on my Instagram. DMs are open. I answer all my DMs. Each and every single morning, I'm posting my morning push-ups. I've got all kinds of information on there. I'm always talking about different things on my stories, posting different things on my reels, things I think you guys should be listening to that's really going to help propel your day. If you don't want to listen to it and you just want to, do whatever you want to do and doom scroll, otherwise you're on Instagram already. You're already doom scrolling. You might as well listen to something that's going to elevate your spirit. But that's your choice. I'm not gonna force you to listen to my speech, whatever you want to do. But if you do want to actually change your life, you want to actually move forward, shoot me a DM over on Instagram. We can talk about your problems, talk about what we can do to level you up, actually move you forward in life. And if you feel like this video truly helped you and you feel like it's really going to help somebody else, share the video. Don't feel shy or insecure about sharing it because you don't want someone to know you're going through something. Because just like how I can change somebody's life talking to you about this, just like how I can change somebody's life waking up and feeling the burn each and every single morning and doing it for my guys, you can change somebody's life by sharing the video. I know you can do it. I know you can push through. I know you can push harder each and every single day. If I could do it, so can you. Win today.